It's a cross-conference clash with Indianapolis taking on San Francisco. The Colts have won the last 4 against the 49ers, but can they make it 5 in a row? Find out on Sunday night.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room, and we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Indianapolis Colts. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. CD, everybody loves to see the deep ball. We know that. We got a couple of quarterbacks here who can really sling it. Carson Wentz and Joe Burrow.
I like your point there, partner, because it is back in vogue. And what I mean is taking the shots downfield, because for a long time in this league, it was all about precision passing, the West Coast offense. But now we've got a couple of guys here who'll take some shots downfield, and they have some receivers who can go get it.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Colts offense ready to go here for the first time. And a former Philadelphia Eagle turned Indianapolis Colt, Carson Wentz, set to take over here at the controls in his first year in Indianapolis.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
On second and 11 now. Wentz. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. And I think that's a pretty good illustration of why they try to get the football into his hands out of the backfield. That was something else. Taylor will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. So here are the Niners now to get their first drive. They'll be led, of course, by their second-year quarterback from LSU, Joe Burrow.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It's too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Burrow, he'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches, so as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
That's complete to Mostert out of the backfield. And he is going to have a 49ers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now they go play action now. Burrow. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
That was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He'll get this one to Kupp, complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 21.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
On 2nd and 10, Burrow. Touchdown 49ers! Cooper Kupp, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Personally, for him, a great opening drive. He had 3 catches, including the touchdown.
That felt like tremendous scouting, great film watching, and creating a game plan to start this off, not only to get him involved, but to send a message to the defense. You have a lot to handle in this one.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Rodgers on the return. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On first down, Wentz. Got a man, that's Richie James. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Throwing on first is Wentz. The toss here completed to Pittman. And some room to work. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. From the gun, it's Wentz. Being chased out left. And Wentz going to slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
Here we go.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
He's going to go up top for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And the 49ers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they, of course, coming into this one in the midst of a tough losing streak. They did get helped out by the open week last week. And in talking with him, all indications were, Charles, that was a very helpful break.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams, coaches, they hate taking time off in the midst of a losing streak because they think they have to stay on their toes and punch their way out of it. But occasionally, You get that open week, you step back, evaluate what's been going wrong, see what you can put in that can move you forward, and maybe you get a chance to breathe a little bit and kind of start over.
They go play action with Burrow. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
I don't care what game it is. Everyone's always looking for an early advantage, an early break, and they almost had one there. That should have been an interception. Nice catch. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds.
And offensively lucky to have that one back. Throwing on 2nd and long. Burrow. That'll be caught. It's Cup. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. These two teams all tied after one. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
And Burrow going to throw again. A quick pass to Cup. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Now Burrow on 1st down. And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Here's 2nd and 10.
11, Thomas.
Burrow looking to pass. He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert, and he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Hey,
They'll try and run here with Mostert. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Raheem Mostert, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all, and it was capped off by a touchdown run from Raheem Mostert. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A big play there on the catch and run.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
1st and 10, Taylor now. Fred Warner, first-time All-Pro in 2020, in on the stop defensively. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Shotgun now for Wentz. Over the middle, complete. It's James. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Throwing is Wentz. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Hines. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
They'll run on first down. Taylor, and he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Wentz looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Wentz going to try and throw on 3rd. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
But we use the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the first down.
Why are those so tough to do? In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Credit the sack to Fred Warner.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Another try after the first down sack. Wentz, this ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
That one was tipped up in the air and fortunately fell away for the defense because if the offense is able to grab that one, that's a short little jaunt into the end zone because there's not enough reaction time off of a tip ball for the defense to route.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And this is going to get out of bounds through the end zone, and that will go as a turnover as the defense will get it at the 20-yard line. Get a look at this offense led by Cooper Kupp as they make their way back onto the field. And they've got to figure out how to stop some of the highlights that we're seeing on the screen here.
And what it feels like, he's going to say it doesn't matter what you put out here. I am having a big-time performance. I'm playing at a big-time level. Just keep throwing me the football.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they fell behind early, but since then, 2 touchdowns and a 14-7 lead.
Yeah, they found the end zone on their first 2 drives, and even more so after the defense gave up the first lead. With these last 2 drives, obviously they inspired their D because they shut them down the last time out. They hope to continue that string.
Burrow's throw here hauled in by Kupp. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
11.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. Touchdown, 49ers! Raheem Mostert. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And we talk so much from a defensive perspective about scheming and finding ways to take away the run. That means the offense has to devise different ways to get the ball in the hands of their guy out of the backfield. Find open space, let him run, and big things can happen, and they did right there.
And if we turn to the next-gen stats, the final clocking, well, it's ridiculous. 22.5 miles an hour. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts going to take over now late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. To throw on 2nd and 10. Wentz. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hines. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. To throw again on 2nd down. Wentz. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And this is caught inside the 5. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Again, it's Wentz. Got a man. It's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown. Michael Pittman in the final seconds of the first half. And the Colts are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Four seconds, all that remain here in this first half as the kick gets away. Fair catch called for and taken just inside the 10-yard line. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin our tour up at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Baker Mayfield, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Next, we'll head over to check on the Giants at home at MetLife Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Carolina Panthers. Daniel Jones, strong as ever, as his guys finished off the first half at 7-1. And finally, on Monday Night Football, a good one in the NFC. Saints and Seahawks live from Lumen Field in Seattle. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Colts. And it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they too were able to take advantage of a soft secondary, as both of these two teams really threw the ball at will in that first half. Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The question to be asked, where does this game go from here as we are back at it now on EA Sports? And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Get a look at this offense led by Cooper Kupp as they make their way back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
And Mostert with a first down carry. Nice carry. Gets his way forward for a pickup of about 6 yards.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped. Jedrick Wills, former first-round pick, guilty there. Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on third down. Burrow will throw. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Corey Willis. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. So after the INT, here's Wentz. James has got it. Complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. On second down now, it's Taylor. And he gets it down to the 32.
That's the type of run that Jonathan Taylor gives you so often, and you just can't take it for granted. He finds a way to get those extra yards. The third running back taken the 2020 draft, but he had the best numbers by far of any of them. 1,169 yards. Third most in the NFL, and by the last quarter of the season, he ranked among the best runners in the league.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz out to the right and complete to Pittman. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. To throw is Wentz. And he'll find Pittman. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. Third down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
Yeah, they should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
On first down, Taylor. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The tackle by Eric Armstead. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
He was looking for Michael Pittman that time. And it's 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Blankenship's kick is good, and that'll bring them back within 4. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Joe Burrow trots out again with the rest of his offense. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Here's Burrow. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, need to continue to convert. I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the fourth and final quarter. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Connor.
You thought you had
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Here's a handoff to Connor. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football. I know this game's winding down and people are getting tired, and that's when you really want a big body guy running the football. But I have to tell you, watching him run it, I wonder why they don't use it more earlier in the game.
Yeah, those bigger guys here late in the game, you're trying to protect the lead, usually not as fumble prone either.
No, that is so true because they are taught, take care of the ball as you surge forward, and you'll exit it with both hands wrapped around them when they go through the line. Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
On 2nd and goal. Burrow to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Touchdown! Cooper Kupp with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Niners might be headed to the win column for the first time in 2021 as they add on to their lead. Gold with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And here's Rodgers to return. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Wentz. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
And we're definitely getting towards the point of the game where not getting a lot of yards is secondary to keeping the clock moving. I mean, to me, that's a double win defensively. Short gain and some more time off the clock.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And the Niners are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On 2nd and 7, Burrow. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. The Niners on 3rd down. They have been superb, 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. And that'll be caught by Cup. And he's got this down to the 35. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Connor. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. That one looks like he'll throw here. They'll get this one to Cup, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Down to a knee for the 49ers. This one about to be on ice.
Come on now. Let's do this. I'm one. Ready?
They go down to a knee and a sigh of relief as they are into the win column for the first time this year. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. So the victory here for San Francisco. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over.